Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shelly. Here we talk about Shelly's thoughts over 60. Yep, so please subscribe so you don't miss my noggin thoughts. My current thought was, do you feel like when you're with someone, you love them and you don't like them? What do I mean by that, right? You're with someone, you're going along, and you're just so in love. You're like all kinds of stupid in love, but you just don't like them. For whatever reason, time's gone on, and you just don't like that person anymore, right? And you get that now what feeling, right? We're in this season of our lives. We're 60, 70 beyond, and you love the person, you want what's best for that person, but you just can't stand them. You just cannot. You just can't see eye to eye on things anymore. And what about, do you think change is possible then, right? Here's what I mean by that. You're with someone 10, 15, 20, 30 years beyond, right? And your views have started to skew kind of away from each other, right? And now what, right? You just can't seem to see eye to eye on things. Maybe they're impatient, you're impatient with each other, you're doing this this kind of biting at each other, and it really disrupts your peace, right? I mean, it does. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, but in my mind, that kind of stuff will just be so heavy, right? That kind of meh, 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 meh. But what do you do? What are you gonna do? You love them, or you love her, or whatever the case. What you gonna do? You gonna walk out now? What, you're gonna jump back in that dating pool? I don't know. I don't know, right? I mean, you say to yourself, and I've heard people say in my grandma group, y'all know I'm a grandma, and you hear, oh, go to therapy, talk to couples counseling. Listen, sometimes, it's not, do I want to go? It's, do I need a reason to stay? Right? I mean, you don't want to continue biting and snapping at each other, or maybe it's just you snapping at them, and you're like, I'm driving them crazy. I don't want to put them through it, right? But you need, and does counseling work? Listen, I don't know, maybe. And I hate to be that person. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, It's kind of been my experience. Again, I'm not a doctor, therapist, or anything like that. It's been my experience over the years that a lot of times when we get to 60, 70 beyond, and I even saw this with my dad, I always tell you all, my dad was 94 when he passed away. It's real hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Now, if somebody is committed and they want to make this change and they want to make differences, maybe. I think it's very hard in any stage of life to make permanent changes, to make changes that really stick, right? I think so anyway. Again, not a doctor, but I think it's really hard to make those changes that kind of really adhere and hold on. And I find that when you love someone and you don't like them, whether it's your kids, right? It could be one of your kids, it could be your parents, it could be your friend, best friend, your significant other, right? It's very hard, right? And what are you gonna do? You're gonna push them to make this big change, and is that big change gonna work? I mean, I don't know. And how permanent will that change be? And what if you're the one who, well, I guess you could both commit, make those big compromises, but that's a real tough one, right? I mean, I guess you have to do that. You have to weigh those pros and cons, right? Is it worth, what is it? Is the squeeze worth the juice, right? I mean, I guess you have to make those decisions. Or like I said, yeah, I mean, therapy might work for some people. Maybe child separation, maybe sleeping in 2 different bedrooms, maybe a no contact for a few weeks. I'm sure there's a lot of ways around that, but yeah, I think it's a thing. I think it's a big thing that people don't talk about. That I think it's more prevalent than people think, right? That you love someone, you just don't like them. They're just a pain in your ass. You just don't get along, right? And again, you see it with your kids, you see it with your friends, you see it with, I'm willing to bet that everybody has somebody in their life that they feel that way about. They love them, they just don't like them. Whether it's their friend, whether it's their significant other, whatever, right? Anyway, so that was my quickie thought. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have someone in your life like that? You just love them to death, but just can't get along, right? You love them, you don't like them. Now what, right? And what do you do, right? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you have someone like that? And what do you do? How do you kind of work around that? Especially at this stage in our lives, right? When we need that peace, you know? Anyway, that's my thought. See you in the next one. Bye.